police responded to shots fired a little after 4 p.m. right here near the Erie County football field. And from there, it's been all systems go. As you see the scene behind me, dozens of police cars, dozens and dozens of feet of yellow caution tape. The Texas community is turning skeptical after another body is pulled from a lake in Austin. Police say there's no evidence of foul play in this case or the series of other bodies found there, but not everyone is convinced. For hours, the scene was full of chaos. Cameras from Fox's First Things First were rolling the moment shots were fired, and you can see the crowd reacting to the pops. This is some of the most rain I've seen since I moved out here to West Texas. Now remember everyone, right now with weather this bad, do not go outside, do not drive. Remember, turn around, don't drown. What we've heard for years, turn around, don't drown. Just stay safe. Take a breather. We're all going to be all right. Congressman August Pfluger has also been leading the charge. Do you plan on working with the congressman, among others, to combat that issue? Because it is an issue here in San Angelo as well.
Yeah, listen, August Pfluger is a good friend of mine. I work with August a lot, and we have a crisis.
Like a lot of politicians on both sides really want to get back to that dialogue. But it seems like we're at a point where both sides want it, but it's really hard to actually make that happen. Why do you feel like that is? Because it seems like everyone wants that.
I agree. And, it's interesting. I've been spending a lot of...
I got here at 5:30 and they were here. Just speak a little bit about those people behind me and what they mean to you.
I can't tell you how much it means to me to have every one of these folks. There's family members here. I'm going to go ahead and pet my man right here. Oh, he's so soft.
This is an iconic showing by an iconic guy right here. Look at my man looking at the camera and everything. This is beautiful. So that's what we got going on right here at Angelo State. The Christmas tree lighting. It's going to be lit here around 6:30. We can't wait.
Not Pete Enns and I'm not Tim Mackey, but I definitely have a little bit for y'all. So we're going to talk about the meaning of Hanukkah and its roots, and they begin in the 2nd century BCE. Now the word itself, Hanukkah, means dedication or establishing.
Story of trials, tribulations, but we're here today. You're happy with your son here cooking it up. Oh, yeah. Man, tell me how good it feels to be here.
Man, I can't express the words right now.
I'm gonna go ahead and start with Jay. Jay, you told me on Thursday when I came here, Damien, I'm ready for all that smoke. I want all that smoke. Well, you got the smoke and you came out on top. Tell me how you're feeling.
I feel good.
The manhunt for Trevor Myrick came to an end on Tuesday evening after officers caught up with the 26-year-old murder and carjacking suspect and killed him in an exchange of gunfire, all of which happened right here on East Duncan Avenue. The city of Mertzon witnessed all of it unfold over the last 3 days, but is now focusing on what's next for their community.
Counselors are available for one-on-one. Counselors are available to staff. If you wanted them to talk to the whole class, they have all these emotions and they know what they saw or they went through or they heard, but they don't know how to process it. And I know that they've been working with the classrooms and the teachers about kind of working through those.
Recovering from a traumatic event like this is the next step for the residents of Erie County, like Rachel Connor, who was home alone with her kids as chaos ensued just down the road.
It was a lot. You kind of like your adrenaline kicks in. I think I was going to the car to go to my hair appointment, and then I saw the sheriff drive by, and I was like, okay, no, we're going back inside.
From the moment the school district got word of the manhunt, they began taking precautionary measures of having armed watchmen on campus and going into full lockdown mode for up to an hour at a moment's notice.
It was very intense. We knew it was happening and we knew it was so close. It's close enough to hear, but going from a drill to the real thing is definitely different.
Those in town are glad the situation has reached an end. They're proud to say they've had each other's back in a time when everything was uncertain.
Nobody's gonna get our babies. And at that moment you were like, wow, this is the heart of the community. Like people, we just grouped together, everybody was in support.
You really have a sense of community, and I really felt like the people had our backs.
Now, I spent the bulk of the past 72 hours of my life in Mertzon covering this entire situation, and to see the collective sigh of relief has been one of the most beautiful things I've been able to witness here in West Texas. In the newsroom, Damien Bartonek, back to you.
What you see on Saturdays is just a sentence in the book of Brad Larson's life. Every time he steps on the field, it's a reminder of how precious life is. Because all of this could have been non-existent after Brad was diagnosed with megakaryoblast leukemia just 10 weeks into his life.
God wrote me out a plan. He put me on this earth for a reason. To go through something like that, it definitely changes your perspective on life and what it means to be alive.
His parents didn't know how to react to the news.
I don't think that it could be any more devastating. They gave him 25% chance of survival, which they kind of said they were being generous with.
The reality of their toddler battling a life-threatening illness forced them to ponder, how could this be?
I don't think there's anything harder for a parent than see your child sick.
They always believed their son would fight through it and he'd be here today.
You know, with faith and prayer, you know, I did believe that God was going to save him and that, you know, he was going to do something special with Bradley's life and give him purpose.
Ready. At 10 weeks old, the trajectory of Larson's life was forever altered. But in his eyes, the grace of God, along with the structure of his parents, developed him into the man he is today.
We've went through a lot. My parents went through a lot whenever I was going through chemotherapy. They kept believing in me. They've supported me all the way.
Larson kicked cancer through the uprights before he gained consciousness. Now, he's giving back to those who are fighting their own battles.
The support, the money, the research will help out a lot of families. They're going through something that my family and I went through. So it just gives me the opportunity to help others.
For every point he scores this season, donations from Larson and his family will be made to cancer research.
Every time I step on this field, you know, it's an opportunity to help my team, help out other people, help families with kids who have cancer.
And that's what God called us to do, is to serve others.
With every kick, the Larson family is reminded of how precious life is.
It means a lot to me, and given the opportunity that I can come out here and do something like that, means a lot, and I thank God for that every day.
Oh, that's money, dog. That's money, baby.
And what you see right behind me is nothing too crazy, right? It's just an empty concrete slab. You got some old fences right here, but that's going to be changing very soon. Because I spoke with Kevin Little from Skate Angelo, and he told me they have a mini ramp on standby, Bert. It's ready to be installed. All they're waiting for is that final go from the city.
Prop 14 pertains to state parks like the one in San Angelo. And to sum up the amendment by the book, it's one that provides for the creation of the Centennial Parks Conservation Fund to be used for the creation and improvement of state parks. Tell me how you're going to be able to navigate staying focused on this district, this region, with such a big election coming up in 2024.
Tell you what, regardless of when the election is, regardless of who's on the ballot, the most important priority that I'm carrying into 2024 is border security. And you see the tragedy that's unfolding. In the past couple of weeks, we've seen the number.
They told me how confident they were and also expressed how tiring the process had become. But in light of all of that, Darby came out victorious, and I actually have an exclusive interview with the representative. It was 80-20 in the polls from last night, and that's more than 1 million voters who said they would support funding a parent's decision to send their child to the school of their choice. Its tactics, however, didn't sway Darby voters, like one tenured West Texas teacher I spoke to last night who said he was the candidate for educators.